All right, so off the cuff, I kind of just want to start on another one. So this one's Transas, Movidas, Jugadas, and Travesuras in young Latino males. So this was from for one of my classes that I did, but I kind of want to go into like the whole concept. Okay, in this presentation, I will highlight a model for reframing the actions of young Latino males. In this article, I will post an understanding how Latino males use tranzas, movidas, jugadas, and travesuras unintentionally and sometimes intentionally to serve as resistance within white stream schools. Introduction, I agree alongside Orienta's standpoint that tranzas, movidas, jugadas, and travesuras are not just for coping, but instead of for strategizing change in between, in the cracks, and in the imaginary with the potential to decolonize. Positionality as a Latino man, being able to navigate within white stream schools, I draw upon my own lived experiences and the experiences I have been able to witness for of other successful Latino men who were able to navigate academia and educational spaces and be able to maintain dignity and pride within their own fluid identities. Okay, so now we have like the definition. So tranzas, transactions, movidas, moves, jugadas, plays, travesuras, playful mishaps. So tranzas, which are also transactions, are the overarching metaphor, and everything is a subset of this term, also known as dealings. It's a way of people of less power to subvert, survive, and get by within a system. These are calculated practices that purposely do not follow the mainstream. Movidas or moves, defined as moves instead of movements because it highlights its active nature, right? Movies can be conducted collectively or individually, consist of multiple transactions that are planned or premeditated with a specific goal in mind. Jugadas are large-scale tranza that uses extensive networks, consist of multiple movidas that could help implement a national level goal or a lofty goal, right? Travesuras, playful mishaps, are used to test the limits of power within the realm of misbehavior, embedded with agency because of its potential to explore possibilities. Playful nature allows for user to have a less serious consequence and oftentimes can be excused for naivety or ignorance. Example, Project Manager Joe, the middle school student, wandering the halls and using Travesura with his own agency. Yeah, so just real quick on an example. I once had a kid who, when I was doing mentoring work, was just roaming the halls, right? And Joseph was just like, uh, the classroom can be the kind of like a limiting space. So like a kid maybe just doesn't want to be in the classroom. So, but he knew that he can't just wander the halls, right? Instead of wandering the halls, he actually used, um, well, he actually like got in contact with the school counselor, right, and was in the room of the school counselor. And to me, I see that as a travesura, right? Like he's getting out of the classroom experience, but at the same time going to the school counselor, right? He's using some type of agency with the travesura, right? He's testing the limits of power, but also like seeing where within misbehavior, right? Okay. So another example of the white stream versions of this. So what he does says, wealthy white stream and male stream people most certainly conduct their own tranzas. In fact, their tranzas are embedded in the very foundations of wealthy white male supremacy, especially in the legal system that the United States is based on. And yeah, we can see what's going on right now at our current time, right? So yeah, so it's not just a thing that people of color use, right, to subvert systems. That's kind of like the way we kind of think about it, but people have been doing it for forever. But at the same time, it's when depending on your privilege, it looks different, right, and how much you can get away with. Okay, so example, when this is like a little thing we had in class one time. So to white individuals, individualism is based to the individual, but a minoritized person stands for a collective, right? This is something we had to talk, and believe it or not, my professor really agreed with this, because when I it's almost like white individuals when they don't count for everybody else, right? Individualism is within them almost in the very structure of the white stream, but almost because of people of color or people from other different types of minoritized backgrounds, they come from they tend to stand for the collective, right? If one of them kind of messes up, they tend to stand for the collective, right? So yeah. So conclusions, Transas, Movidas, Jugadas, and Travesuras have been seen to previously referred to as a model for Chicano and Chicana activist teachers in white stream schools. I would like to shift the attention instead to students who may be intentionally or unintentionally be finding ways to use their own agency, right? And my references. Thank you.